Hello, my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates. It's me, Stormie Grace, and welcome to this video where we are going to talk about the upcoming moon that is happening in Gemini. It is going to be a new moon happening at 16 degrees, and this moon, I love it because I think the real power that comes from this moon is not only the new moon setting your seeds of intention that not only do we get to watch play out over this next couple weeks, but we're going to watch a new cycle of your life, something that you are beginning that will unfold over the next 2.5 years. So I'm hoping in this video that not only are you going to learn a little bit of something about what the new moon has to offer and the aspects that are available and really pull this lunation together, but I'm hoping that from this moon, you will also grab your journal or a notebook or something like that and write down what you are beginning now and follow it through the dates and the times that you're also going to see on the screen and in the description box down below to see how this really unfolds. It's really important with astrology that you get the opportunity to see it work for you. How does this work? How does this work in your chart so that you can see the benefits of what astrology really has to offer in terms of timing and tracking. So if we haven't met before, I'm Stormie Grace. I'm a practicing professional astrologer and I come through the evolutionary and humanistic lens, and I am so thrilled to have you here. So if you hear something in this video today that is useful to you or is like, Stormie, that's spot on, I would just ask, like this video. And if you really like what we have going on here, I would love for you to subscribe, join us here in the Soulmate Family Tribe. It's a community. We have people doing all sorts of life and gathering around astrology to celebrate or to grieve or whatever we're doing together, and we would love to have you in that bunch and bundle as well. So listen, what a beautiful place I'm at today. This is the Parque de Maria Luisa, and this is the statue of La Infanta Maria Luisa. So I wanted to bring you guys out into Seville with me and actually see what I'm seeing and maybe bring a little bit of Spain into your living room today as we talk about this new moon time, a chance to communicate in different ways, to experience things in different ways, to have perspectives and networks and connections and be in the world in ways that you maybe previously weren't doing or really hadn't thought of. That's really what the new moon offers us perspective to be able to do. And even if we don't do it clearly, if it's not like, yes, I know exactly what I'm doing, we start to shape a story. We start to shape some energy around how we can work with this, okay? Now, this new moon is going to be happening June 8th at 16 degrees of Gemini. So what you want to do, first and foremost, is if you don't know how to find this in your chart, I've got a video at the end of this video and in my description box down below that shows you exactly how to find this transit in your chart. Because when I give you the breakdown that is in the description box down below as well, I give it to you by house. And I do it that way because not everybody's using whole sign, not everybody's using Placidus. And the fact is you want to be able to find this in the house, the department of life that this is actually happening for you, because that's where the good juice, that's where the nuance presents itself, okay? So make sure you check out that video if you're feeling a little bit lost when you get to the end of this video. So we've got June 8th, 16 degrees of Gemini. Now the moon's going to be happening at about 8:38 a.m. and that's going to be Eastern time, okay? Just so you're knowing what clock I'm looking at. So what's going on as we're looking at this particular lunation is, first of all, we've got the sun and the moon together. That's what creates a new moon. When the luminaries come together, anything is possible. The sky is dark. This is a dark moon. So you're planting your seeds of intention, but you're doing it in the soil of mystery, of magic. You don't really know what's there, but the soil is fertile. So the first thing I want to tell you about any new moon is that you want to be mindful of what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're talking about, and what you're choosing to commit to taking on, because the soil of your life in this particular area of your chart it's fertile. So what you plant here, for good or for ill, is going to sprout and grow, and you're going to have to spend some time with it. So, if there's a business decision on your table today or a contract you're thinking about signing, I want you to really think, are you willing to commit? Are you at least willing to commit until, what is it? March 6th of 2025 to this particular project. Okay, so just be choosy, but also be a bit brave. Now, this particular moon is not only our chance to plant our seeds of intention, but it is in conjunction with Venus. Okay, planet Venus in Gemini. Venus is an attracting in planet. Venus is not hustling for anything. Venus is like, come to me, I pull it to me. My ability to receive Gemini, new information, new conversation, new words, new perspective, new learning, new contracts, new ways of making money, new relationships with our siblings, new relationships with travel, right? New relationship with our own mind and perspectives and stories that we have been telling ourselves. But Venus brings in ease. So what you're planting your seeds of intention, Venus is helping you just call this right into you. Call it right in and come in. Now, the cool part about working with Venus is your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So what you are putting out and trying to call into you will have a direct link to your Venus. So I would also really encourage you to look at your relationship with your Venus. What is your relationship with receiving? And if you find that you have some stuck energy there, and you'll know because you have money blocks, you have relationship blocks, you're still mad at that ex that you were with, you're still thinking that, you have expectations of everything being good all the time. These are stuck energy in your Venus. I would encourage you to take my Venus Reset program, because getting your relationship with Venus right in general is going to be incredibly helpful at your ability to receive and not always have to be the one doing. Because at this moon, you're planting your seeds of intention of what you want to begin, and you're committing to learning about being in alignment with the vibration that Venus can just call it into you. But there is a lot of abundance that's coming in with this. Now, while it's this new skill, this new direction, this new opportunity to communicate, teach, share information, do things with housing, buy something, sell something, while it's right here and it's at your fingertips, we've also got this lunation in a square to Saturn. And Saturn says you can have it, but you're going to need to work for it, okay? So while we've got all of this beautiful ease on our table, pulling and coming to us, it is here. Your skill, your desire, your talent, what you're calling in is right here available for you, but you need to get your discipline in order. That's really what Saturn is telling us. First of all, the discipline of your spirit and your belief system. Do you actually have the faith to believe that you are allowed to have this in your life? And furthermore, then are you willing to set up boundaries and practices of discipline to have that thing in your life? Because a boundary leak, that will be a huge distraction and take your eye off the ball, right? So if you've got this boundary leak where you're like, you know what, I want to have this new class. I want to take this new class. I want to study this thing, but I'm also so into the distractions of drama, or I'm still caught up in things of the past, or, whatever these particular things are, it's going to really, really take away your attention. So Saturn here is a clear indicator that you can have what you want, but your discipline has got to come to the table. So you can have it, but what are you also willing to do? What are you also willing to believe? How are you also willing to get away from some of your own bad behaviors? How are you also willing to really let your creativity out of the bag? How are you really willing to address that addiction or take care of that sickness? What are you willing to do here? What are you also willing to surrender to win? Stop fighting everything so that you can have this really awesome opportunity, okay? Now, like I was saying, this particular moon, it's not happening in a vacuum. It's not its own being. What's happening is here today, you are planting your seeds of intention to begin something new, a new communication, a new way of thinking, a course. You're teaching, depending on which department of life, which house this is happening in for you, is where you're going to have your beginnings. But this is just a start. And at the new moon, just because you start it doesn't mean you always know what it is. It is a beginning. So the other thing I want to share with you is, first of all, with that Saturn in there, and you've got to get this discipline together, also give yourself some grace. You may be learning new behaviors, new communications, new information, and you got to give yourself some grace to actually bring it in, right? Like, you're not going to get it perfectly. Where you have been lacking discipline, or where you've been lacking some level of expertise attached to what you want, your business is to learn it. So give yourself some grace, and remember, this is the starting point. Now, we will see that we are going to have the next rendition of this March 6th of 2025 when we get to that first quarter moon that is going to be again at 16 degrees of Gemini. So when we get to March, what you've really started and called in here. You're in the beginning formation, and in March, that first quarter is going to be time for action. You are in action. You are moving. You are grooving. You are doing things. You are tearing down the old structures and really forward future building your next one. So you can expect, journal it. Write it down. What are you starting now so that you can see the direct actions you're going to be taking to continue to build that when we get to March. Now, when we get to December 4th, of 2025, this is going to be your full moon time, and it'll be at 13 degrees of Gemini. So your full moon time is going to be where it's time to end something, acknowledge something, or to make some kind of pivot or adjustment. I also want to encourage you that by the time you're at December of 2025, whatever you've started now, celebrate it, because you will have built or achieved something next to this lunation that you're working on or is coming into your life. But you're also going to need to choose, like, does this still have a purpose in my life? What's the goal of what I'm trying to do with this? Or is it time for me to pivot in some way? Okay. Now, when we get to September 4th of 2026, look, you're building something until 2026. This is amazing. Okay. When we get to September 4th of 2026, this last moon is going to be at 11 degrees of Gemini, and your last quarter time is when you're turning away from. It's like, okay, I did it. I've built it. I've done it. It's okay for me to bring this particular lesson or this set of lessons in this way to a close. It doesn't always mean that it goes away, but it means how you've been engaging with it. Now you see where you don't just need to pivot. You see what can actually go if it's going to continue to sustain. You're also at this time receiving the things like, really, it's built, it's working, it's going, you're getting paid, you've built that business, it's making money at this time, you're getting recognition for what you've done, and there's a closing and a culmination that comes from just the getting this thing up off the ground and all of the effort that's gone into the action, the pivoting, and all of those things. So it's a really nice, beautiful culmination of your energies. So whatever it is that you're building, first of all, click to the description box down below, see what house this is happening in for you and what the little breakdown is that I've got for you, because I took care of all 12 signs. But also, again, it's a great time. And what else at a Gemini moon to start journaling? Write it down so you can actually track what came into your life, good, bad, or indifferent. What came in? What did you call in? Where are you setting your sights to? So that at every check-in point, you're able to look and go, okay, here's what I built at this time. The other thing I want to encourage you to look at your timing. Is one, because that's how astrology works, and two, because you will see throughout the year that you're at different points of the lunation cycle with different moons. So simultaneously, to witness your own life and what you are building and the stages that you're at building it, that is really something for you to see and be proud of, and to look at your adjustments and to say, I am really living my life. Because I think it's very easy for us to be like, I'm not rich, I'm not married, it's not perfect, it's not whatever, and we lose track that we are really on the journey of building the life, living out our charts, living out what we came to do here, and learning the lessons we needed to learn in order to be successful. All right, my beautiful friends, please let me know in the comment section down below, where is this happening for you? This particular moon is happening in my 10th house, so it's all about career things, and I can tell you a lot is reshaping in terms of career and how I work and what I have to offer, and the birds are very excited about my career changes, I think, and growing the content. The Grace Astrological Fluency Academy will take its shape here as this particular moon is coming through. And over the next 2 years, the entirety of my academy will be built. And so it's really incredible to be able to talk about this with you, share my experience of the actual astrology in my chart, and I would love to hear about it in yours as well. All right, my absolutely beautiful friends, if you are ready to have some one-on-one time with me, you need a reading, you need a session, or if you're really ready to change, my astrological packages are on sale until June 22nd. So if that's you, you're ready for some one-on-one time, really get into your own chart, I would love to see you outside of YouTube and inside the one-on-one sessions, all in the description box down below. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.